TM Opera O, also known as the Overlord of Century's End, is a 3-star trainee specializing in turf tracks at medium and long distances in either the pace chaser or late surger positions. Opera was born to the dam Once Wed and sire Opera House on the 13th of March 1996, with his grandsire being Sadler's Wells and damsire being Blushing Groom. He was bred by Kinusu Bokujo, owned by Matsusugu Takazono, trained by Ichizo Iwamoto, and jockeyed by Ryuji Wada, before passing on the 17th of May 2022. During his long career, Opera won multiple major races and awards, such as the 1999 Satsuki Show, 2000 Tennosho Spring, Takarazuka Kainen, Kyoto Daishoten, Tennosho Autumn, Japan Cup, and Arima Kainen, and the 2001 Tennosho Spring and Kyoto Daishoten, boasting a 14.63 record and earning over 1.835 billion yen in his career. He also won the 1999 JRA Best 3-Year-Old Colt, 2000 Japanese Horse of the Year, and Best Older Male Horse, and was inducted into the JRA Hall of Fame in 2004. Opera's friendship with Meisho Doto likely comes from how, in many of Opera's races, second place was often held by Doto, with Doto finally winning over Opera in 2001's Takarazuka Kainen. Her nickname, the Overlord of Century's End, likely comes from her 2000-era streak of undefeated victories, winning multiple G1s in a row. Despite her personality and game, that being very self-confident, the actual horse of Opera O was quite laid back and, when put into breeding, was a bit apprehensive. Opera's racing uniform is partially based on her jockey's uniform, at least color-wise, while the rest takes its inspiration from her name and her nickname. She wears a white crop top shirt with gold trim and gold armed bracers, one white glove on her right hand in reference to her one white hoof, multiple rings on her fingers, a gold chest piece underneath her shirt, gold pauldrons with a gold necklace that has ribbons and a red gem in the center, gold earrings with jewels, a small crown atop her head, magenta cape flowing from her back, a pink and white skirt with gold chain around her waist, gold boots, and white thigh highs. In her New Year's outfit, Opera wears a white kimono with dark blue stripes down the sides of the front and some white shirt underneath. The kimono has a white to dark blue gradient at the bottom, with flowers, confetti, fans, and ribbons at the bottom as well. She also wears a dark blue, green, and gold belt around her waist, with a looser blue and gold belt underneath that, and a crop top kimono with the same flower pattern as her main kimono, but with epaulets, a gold chain going from shoulder to shoulder, a gold and white pattern at the bottom, and white gloves. Opera is voiced by Sora Toki, who also voices Hideri Kanazaki in Blend S, Akari Nita in Jujutsu Kaisen, Short in Vending Machine Isekai, Mello in Plus Sized Elf, Nico Yazawa in Love Live, Glock 17 in F2000 GFL, Rima in Precon, Swire in Arknights, Momoe Saiba in Blue Archive, and Blanc in Nikkei. When raised to 5 stars, Opera has 91 speed, 132 accuracy, 91 power, 125 guts, and 111 wit, with a 20% stat bonus to stamina and 10% bonus to wit. Her starting aptitudes are A on turf and E on dirt tracks, G in sprint, E in mile, and A in medium and long distances, C in front runner, A in pace chaser and late surger, and G in end closer positions. New Year's Opera at 5 stars has 106 speed, 124 stamina, 91 power, 107 guts, and 122 wit, with a 14% stat bonus to speed and 8% bonus to stamina and wit, with the same aptitudes as her base version. Opera starts with her unique skill, This Dance is for Vittoria, which makes it so that, if Opera is in the front of the pack, in the final corner or later, and there's another runner within one length of her, her target speed is increased to 0.35 for 5 seconds. When at Limit Break level 5, Oprah has the innate skills of Killer Tune/Up Tempo, which increases her positioning abilities when she's positioned towards the front mid-race at medium distances. Speed Star/Prepared to Pass, which increases her ability to break out of the pack on the final corner when running as a pace chaser. Stamina Despair, which slightly decreases her fatigue when approaching the mid-race as a pace chaser. Straightaway Adept, which slightly increases her velocity on a straight. And Non-Standard Distance, which moderately increases her performance over non-multiples of 400 meter races. New Year's Oprah's unique skill, Oracle of Blessings, makes it so that if Oprah is in the front of the pack with 400 meters remaining in the race, her target speed is increased to 0.35 for 4 seconds. If she's procced at least 7 skills by that point, it's instead increased to 0.45 for 4 seconds. At Limit Break level 5, New Year's Oprah's innate skills are Headliner/Feature Act, which increases her velocity when positioned towards the front and reaching the late race at long distances. Sweeping Maestro/Corner Recovery, which recovers her endurance on a corner with efficient turning. Winter Runner, which moderately increases her performance in the winter. Interpost Proficiency, which moderately increases her performance in brackets 1 to 3. And Pace Chaser Straightaways, which slightly increases her velocity on a straight as a pace chaser. For Oprah, your career objectives will be: have at least 5,000 fans by Classic late February, place 5th in the Satsuki Show Classic early April Turf 2,000 meters medium, place 5th or better in the Tokyo Yushun Classic late May Turf 2,400 meters medium, place 3rd or better in the Arima Kainen Classic late December Turf 2,500 meters long, place 3rd or better in the Tenno Show Spring Senior late April Turf 3,200 meters long, place 3rd or better in the Takarazuka Kainen Senior late June Turf 2,200 meters medium, place 2nd or better in the Japan Cup Senior late December Turf 2,400 meters medium, and place 1st in the Arima Kainen Senior late December Turf 2,500 meters long. When selecting Legacy Umas, I'd recommend ones with speed, stamina, and wit for stat sparks, medium, long, and pace chaser for distance and positioning sparks, and unique skills that restore Oprah's stamina or allow her to regain the lead, since you'll most likely be running her in a pace chaser position at medium and long distances, given her innates and attributes. For this, I'd recommend Biwa Hayahide and Symboli Rudolph, Best Girl, as Legacies, since both have medium and long aptitudes as well as pace chaser, not to mention unique skills that come in handy for running Oprah as a pace chaser. Rudolph's unique gives Oprah a big boost of speed after passing 3 other Umas if she's fallen back at all, followed by Biwa and Oprah's own uniques, further increasing her velocity when passing an Uma on the final corner, and position towards the front on the final corner if someone's nearby, which someone likely is if you pass them. Having a grand Uma like Super Creek or Grass Wonder Fantasy to potentially pass down their own unique skills, which help restore stamina, is also something to keep in mind when selecting Legacies. For supports cards and skills, I'd recommend a 2 speed, 2 stamina, and 2 wit or guts configuration, focusing on keeping Oprah at the front half of the pack by preventing other Umas from overtaking her, and or by keeping her stamina up for those longer races. You can run her in a 2 speed, 2 power, 2 wits deck instead for late surgers, but she's more apt to be a pace chaser instead. For this, I'd recommend SSR cards such as Kitasan Black Speed, Super Creek Stamina, and Fine Motion Wit, and SR cards such as Manhattan Cafe Stamina, Shinko Windy Speed, and Marvelous Sunday Wit. For skills, again, you want much more of the same. For offensive skills, you want any of the trick skills as well as the flustered, subdued, frenzied, or hesitant skills to debuff other Umas, especially if you're running her as a late surger, as well as the typical Breath of Fresh Air, Calm and Collected, and Cooldown skills for restoring stamina. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.